Today, I wanted to check out a video that's trending very fast. It's been on my YouTube homepage for the last 2 days, and it features one of the most legendary producers of all time in Jimmy Jam. And he has a take about AI, and he says, we've seen this before, but I'm not going to ruin the whole entire video. Of course, link will be in the description box. And my question to you guys, do you think that AI is going to take over the music game? Do you think that AI is good, bad? Just let me know. Let's get it. One thing's for sure, it's definitely going to be interesting.
Orchestral jobs. Do you remember that?
The thing that people would...
Hold up.
In 1982, the Musicians Union in the UK passed a motion to ban the use of synthesizers, citing
I never knew that. My bad.
fear that they were replacing live performers and orchestral jobs.
Well, it basically happened basically when I was like 1 year old.
Do you remember that?
The thing that people would always say to me is, Beethoven didn't use a synthesizer. And I go, but he didn't have a synthesizer to use.
Right.
Sampling comes onto the scene. It's highly controversial. There's no rules. There's no laws. What did you think about sampling when it first hit music?
People would ask me about sampling. What do you think about sampling?
You better hate it, Jimmy Jam.
And I'd go, I love it. And that actually started changing the way that sampling was looked at in the songwriting community. Remember the song Crazy by Gnarls Barkley? It got disqualified in the song category because it was a sample. And it's like, there is songwriting that's happening here.
I never knew that either.
But I saw that, to me, you're stifling the creativity of people. And then you had people who were sample kings like Jay Dilla. That's not cheating in any way. That's as creative as it possibly gets. So you want to reward the creativity. You just make sure that the people get the credit.
With every technology jump, the role of the...
And that's going to be the biggest argument right there is the credit, because I'm well, he sounds very knowledgeable. I'm already like, he done gave out a couple of gems, but I don't know how, when I talk to some celebrities about artificial intelligence and stuff like that, I don't think they understand the base premise of how AI music generators work. Like, for an example, Suno pulls from an infinite pool of music, meaning it pulls from copyrighted music. And that is the biggest problem. If it didn't take, like, the best way to know that someone is using AI is that it sounds exactly like another song, along with it kind of sounding sloppy at certain points.
Producer changes.
Yeah.
So with where we're at right now with AI, how do you think the role of the producer is going to change?
In AI, if you go, oh, I'm waiting for AI to get better, or I'm waiting for something, no. Prepare it. The trainer's already left the station. You're either on it or you're on the tracks getting run over. So,
damn, my comment section is going to hate me. But I agree. I agree so much. Like, look, I enjoy creating music the old school way. Because let's be real, it is technically the old school way. All the MPC stuff that I do, regardless of what MPC I use, regardless of me using FL Studio, Ableton Live, you name it, bruh. It's just the old school way. And there's going to be two sides. And truth of the matter, it's going to be the side of, and I didn't think this video was going to go this way, but wow, Jimmy Jam, it never disappoints. But it's two ways that AI is going to go for music producers or people that don't like it. And I'm going to keep it real with you. Either you're going to be replaced, and that's just the truth of the matter, or you're going to adapt. That's the only way it's going to go. So which one are you guys going to be? Are you going to be the person that's going to be in my comment section complaining about AI, hating me, downvoting everything, continuously feeding the beef? And mind you, all the people that got beef for Timbaland, and I understand the sentiment for what it is, because this man never cares about nobody, nothing at all. He cares about himself 100%. Took someone else's beat, by the way, trained the AI model on Suno, and then try to pass out the beat as if it was brand new. And it was practically the same damn beat. That's why I say why AI sounds, the way that you know someone's using AI is that it sounds like something that already exists. Because that's usually the basic premise of it. And that's why most people use AI in the first place. But nonetheless, with all that aside, he's already preparing for the inevitable future. So either you're going to be on the side that hates AI, and mind you, and I say this with TLC, someone could be writing prompts and all this other stuff that's just because it lowers the ceiling immensely. It makes everybody, like, that was the thing with the MPC, guys. That was the thing with the MPC. It lowered the ceiling, the barrier entry for people to create music. Everything. Synthesizers lowered the barrier entry for people that didn't want to pick up a saxophone or whatever the case may be. You still had to learn things or whatnot. And AI just lowers it extremely low to where you don't have to know anything at all. You just got to know what you hear. And there's some phenomenal music generators that I'm going to talk about on this channel. It is what it is. I know people are going to hate what I'm going to do, but I thoroughly want to say that you need to adapt to the current environment or die. That's what it is. Adapt or die. You see how it is out here with people losing their jobs and stuff like that. Either you're going to fight back with proper tools of destruction, which I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, or you're just going to lay down and die. Either way. Sorry for talking.
Just get on the train.
Go.
So we're going to move the conversation forward, and we're going to get to the key points because I got other things to say, and then I'm going to move out the way and leave it to you guys.
You jump, the role of the producer changes.
Yeah.
So with where we're at right now with AI, how do you think the role of the producer is going to change?
Well, it's tough to say. It's tough to predict. But if the examples that we've already kind of used, which have all been interesting, from, you know, analog synthesizers, analog tape to digital to no tape at all, to all of those things, I think it just becomes a tool. And the people that embrace it.
I hate to stop the king from talking, bro, but it's going to be interesting because I already know the vibes. Like all the OG, like there's a sector in music YouTube, music creator YouTube, where you got people that swear by an old piece of gear, and you know that's their whole entire shtick, is talking about analog is better, this, that, and the third. And some of you guys are complete and utter idiots, by the way. Y'all know nothing of nothing. I don't even care if you got platinum plaques or whatever. You're still an idiot. That doesn't make you a freaking mechanical engineer. It doesn't make you a software engineer. It doesn't mean that you know anything just because you made a hit record. But the reality of it is, and that's why I like Jimmy Jam, because he's not trying to be a genius. But the reality of it is, it's going to be a lot of arguments.
And I understand the fear of it. The fear of it is my analogy is always, if you go back in any technology, so I always think about cars, right? So when cars started, or before cars, it was horse and buggy, right? And there were dirt roads. And then cars started.
Imagine riding a horse in 2025.
You know what? We should probably pave the roads because this is a little better.
True.
And we should probably put lanes on the road so people know where to go. And we should probably put guardrails on those turns so people don't go off. And we should probably put a speed limit sign so people know how fast.
This man has put some thought into this.
I think with AI, it's very similar in that we do need some guardrails and some guidelines.
Absolutely.
I think the technology is wonderful and we totally embrace it.
I agree.
But I do think
I agree.
Like anything, there's probably a right and a wrong way to use it.
Absolutely.
And some of it's subjective. It's kind of up to you. But my big thing,
I think the wrong way to use it is how Suno uses it. Suno uses it to crawl any musical data that is available on the World Wide Web. I think that's the wrong way. And that's also one of the main reasons why people aren't really rocking with Timbaland on this. But either way, if they rock with him or not, he's right to a certain degree, because he wasn't even the one that got to the bag. No, he wasn't even the first person to get to the bag. It was like, I forgot her name, but she's like a whole fake gospel artist, and she's on the Billboard charts, and she knows nothing of music. We'll cover that. We'll cover that. Matter of fact, do you want me to cover that?
Is permission, I think, is very important. I don't think things should be used without people's permission.
Facts. It should be treated exactly the same as sampling. If you use a AI generator, I think that you should, and DJ Payne was talking about it, and he's like, man, well, it's going to be hard for people to, show off this, that, and the third. Dude, the easiest way is if you use nothing but prompts, then you should, and you prompt heads ain't going to like this, but you should have to show all of your prompt. You know what I'm saying? All of your vibe code or whatever you like calling it.
Any sort of thing, including sampling or anything like that. I mean, you called Joni Mitchell, hey, we're going to use your sample. I mean, I think that's part of it. And I think compensation is the other part of it. You have to make sure that people that are creating it are getting paid, or the people who, the information has been scraped from, they're getting paid for the use of their brain power or their whatever they've inputted.
This interview just makes me like Jimmy Jam so much more. Wow. He's actually thought about this. He's actually thought about this. But I have a question to you guys. Like, where are we sitting with AI? How do you guys feel about it? I'm going to tell you right now. I've talked about it on many occasions on my channel, and I saw a lot of scrutiny. And I was on AI stuff back in I would say since I got back to 2015. 2015, I think the first thing that I ever covered in terms of machine learning happened to be Lander. And that was a lot of pushback. There was like people were saying, oh, well, AI can't master and all this other stuff. And people didn't have any clue. And I'm be truth be told, whole time, I didn't necessarily have a clue until maybe I say 2017, after having a conversation with a software engineer that was telling me, like, bro, you need to start understanding at least general AI and how you could build an API or whatnot, which is application programming interface. But once I started learning that, then I read a few books, one of them being the AI Superpower by Kai-Fu Lee, and almost every single thing has happened from the book that he wrote, and he warned everybody. So I just want to know, guys, are you going to be one of those people that will just continuously go into comment sections of people that are doing AI videos and complaining and talking about how you think that, man, that is soulless, is fake and all this other stuff, which I can understand that. It's hard to, although it's really hard to give people credit for being creative if all they did was type something. But people will get over it eventually. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and I happen to be a part of almost every single one of these eras, from the drum machine era. I'm old. The DAW era, Fruity Loops. Remember that? How people used to hate on Fruity Loops and still do to a certain degree. I joke about it, because I know it triggers that community because they're so sensitive. And now it's AI. Boy, where are we going with that? And people are starting to get to the back. Labels don't give a damn. Only thing they care about, and why they're suing companies like Suno and Udio, is that they know that they're scraping data freely and they're training their models on people's copyrighted music. You know what I'm saying? And I've already talked about SoundRaw doing royalty free, and they done all this stuff, and people still got mad at me. But how do you guys feel? Leave a comment below.